All right, here we go, coming back strong. Yeah, we're talking about that senior year. It really went well. My thoughts were starting to believe that, if I had an opportunity to go to the next level, uh, I believe I could play. And I really did. My size was what was difficult, though. I mean, to play in that, in the pro level. But I tell you what, I had a desire to do that. But and I also a lot of things were wearing and tearing on me. But I really, really wanted the opportunity, a chance to even see if I could even, go and play. But anyway, I'm gonna go back to that story that I was telling you about. It's kind of funny, it's embarrassing, but I want to do that a little bit, get a little funny in before, because it really does get very serious about about my alcoholism, about the way it's taking it off, and things are going haywire. And it starts after my season there as a senior, and because it was, I'm winding down to get everything it's going to be a finishing lifestyle for playing football, unless I do get a opportunity to go play in the pro level. I was thinking even maybe going to Canada and maybe get a shot there, and that kind of stuff. So, I was wearing thin on what I was going to do and what was my next stage in life, and it was getting to be scary, because now you're going into the real world trying to, I've got a wife and a little one fixing to be on the way, and things like that, and and I'm probably about, I'm not thinking about all that kind of stuff and the problems and the situations that you have to overcome, and having a family and be responsible. So, I'm still trying to stay messed up and party. That's, my whole life is fixing to be confronted with reality. But I'm gonna go way back about my sophomore, maybe even it was probably my sophomore year, before my sophomore year, that summer or whatever, spring, whatever it may be. But anyway, well, it was my freshman sophomore year. It was my sophomore year, before I had gotten married. But anyway, we were playing. I can't remember who we were going to play or whatever, but I think it was a Saturday night game, and all that good stuff. And anyway, I had a date. Now, this is going to be kind of funny, and it's going a little bit long, but I think I'll just kind of tell this, and then I'll hit a little bit more on my situation after football season, my senior year, and then, shut her down. But this was, I had a date with this girl. Well, she was good friends with the head coach's wife. And she was good friends, with the head coach's daughter. Excuse me, the head coach's daughter. So they were together and everything, and we went to this party and all that. Well, the party got kind of crazy, and I got really crazy. I was drinking way out there, doing my regular deal, and anyway, so we eventually shut the party down, and I've got to get her from the party. Now I have to take her to the house, to where she's staying. Well, I thought that she would be staying in a dorm, or she would be staying close by at, her family, whatever, and I'd just drop her off or whatever it may be, and then go on about my business if I was going to go in, or if I was going to, try to find another party or another situation to, do a little more drinking. But anyway, so what happened is, when I got when it gets dark night, and it's, and I've been drinking a while, man, my direction and my whole frame of thinking how to go from point A to point B is just it's just kind of like lost. So anyway, she showed me where I thought she was taking. I was taking her to drop her off where she lived, but it comes to find out it wasn't. But anyway, so we go down into this suburb, and we get in there, and we find out. We go all kinds of different directions. It's probably 1 or 2 o'clock, probably at least. But anyway, so I get over there and I pull up into the driveway and all that good stuff, and I walk her to the door and all that, give her a little kiss here or there or whatever, and anyway she goes into the house. So all right, so I'm going back to the car. I get in the car, and then all of a sudden I pass out, or I blacked out first probably, and then I passed out. Well, I wake up, fast forward, and what woke me up was the daylight of that sun coming up. It was coming out of where it was. It was open to. It hit me in the face, and I passed out. I come to in the car, and I go, "Oh my God, what is the deal?" So I didn't even know who I was parking lot. I didn't even know whose house I was at. I didn't know where I was. So I must have had a blackout stages in between before I got there. So I'm trying to figure all this out, Anyway, I'm trying to ease out of the driveway, and hopefully nobody comes out the door, and I'm sitting, I'm coming to in my car. So I get out of there as fast as I possibly can without stirring anything up. Well, so there we go. So we have a breakfast that morning. As we always had breakfast and load up and go wherever we're going and play. And so about 8 or 9 o'clock, I had just enough time to take a shower and get my butt up there to breakfast, so I wouldn't be late for that, and all the crap come down on me because of that. And I had to try to lie my way out of that. So anyway, I made it. Well, anyway, I didn't know what all went on in the process of me going back to the car and then me coming to that next morning. Well, the next day, I'm eating breakfast and everything, and lo and behold, the head coach's wife came over to my table and sat down, and I'm going, what is all this? What's going on? She was real friendly. She was my teacher in math and stuff like that. And I knew her. It wasn't nothing to it, but that was what she was. She was my teacher, and I see her around the field house and stuff like that. Well, she came over and she said something to me that I kind of cringed. I didn't know exactly what was going on, but anyway, she said, do you remember kind of what went on last night? And I went, what are you talking about? What I'm thinking, what is she talking about? So I said, well, I thought, I brought the young lady home what had happened, she spent the night with the head coach's daughter, and that's where I took her. Not knowing that, but I took her where she was supposed to go, but I didn't know she was staying with the head coach's daughter. So I woke up or come to in the head coach's driveway, okay? Wow. So now I'm trying to fill this thing out before, what's going to happen next? What's fixing to hit the fan? And I said, well, no, ma'am, I just... try to do that and get home, whatever, just trying to play it cool. And she said, well, for some reason or another during the night, and I don't think she had locked the door when that girl had come in, and they just, went to bed. Well, that night, it was probably earlier in the morning, I had went into their house. Went into his house. I got hungry, I suppose, or something. Went into his house, and then I went into and trying to find some kind of something to eat in his refrigerator. Like, hey, this is my house. I can do whatever I want to do. I had no clue where I was or what I was doing. I have no clue what she was talking about. So anyway, she was telling me, she said, yeah, you come in, and I guess I roused them, when I came in the door, it kind of startled her. She came in, she saw it was me, so she just kind of let it ride because, wasn't nothing going to happen, except what did happen is I got into the refrigerator and she said I made a ham sandwich or whatever kind of sandwich. And I, took my time, did all of what I did, and I ate. She said I even kind of cleaned up and closed the door or, did all that, got everything back where it's supposed to be. I didn't know I did this. Okay. How about this? Is this crazy? So I guess I'll just walk on outside and I get back in the car and pass out again until I just told you when I woke up, in the first of this crazy little situation. So there I go. So she's telling me all this I did while we're eating breakfast. And I went, oh my God, what is going to happen to me? What, am I going to be kicked off the team, or am I going to be even able to go to the game? Or what did she tell the head coach, or what is, what? And I'm just going crazy, and I'm trying to be cool, I'm just pounding all inside, and I'm just, on edge, and I'm just going nuts. I don't know what's going to happen or what she's going to say next. So anyway, I said, well, what's going to happen now? I mean, what do I need to do? Is there anything I can do? And she said, don't worry about it. I did not tell anyone that you were there. I did not say one word about what was going on or anything like that. I just played it off, and you left, didn't have anything, no problems, nothing went down, nothing, happened. So you just walked out the door, and I thought you was leaving, but I went back to bed, and I told you about what happened. I woke up in the driveway. So anyway, so I said, I'm thinking, man, oh my gosh, she's going, I hope all this comes, down the way she says it does. But can you imagine what was going through my mind? Did she really do this, or is she going to keep it kind of quiet? Why didn't anybody else, see me, or why didn't anybody else hear me? Well, she told me later, and she, gave me the heads up a little bit about it, and nothing other than what she was telling me went down the way I said it. But we get on the bus, we eat breakfast, we get on the bus, and I see her slip over there and talking to the defensive coordinator, and I'm going, oh my gosh. So I'm living in this dadgum situation where I don't know what's fixing to happen. I don't know if she's telling the guy the lowdown of what happened the night that I was talking about before we go play a ball game. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything, but lo and behold, we went through the whole day. We played that night, and everything went accordingly. I'm on pins and needles. I'm just nervous as a dadgum. I guess you call a cat on a tin roof. I just don't know what the other. But I just know I got to go out there and play some ball if I'm going to be able to get through this episode and nothing happened to me. So anyway, here we go again. I'm in all kinds of thinking I'm in all kinds of trouble. Things are going crazy and everything's going that way. But I get out there and I just go nuts. I'm playing ball like I have never played before because I'm scared that I'm fixing to get kicked off the team, or I'm going to get, whatever it's going to happen. I felt like it's probably going to take place. So I better give everything. I better have a hell of a dadgum football game and show them that my performance outweighs my dumbassness. So. And what happened? What really went down is, man, I had a great game. Everything. I forgot about my hangover, about all that. I just went. It was an awesome game. So, and everything, I guess, was, tucked under the rug, and everything went on about its own business to take care of. And there I go again. I'm all in all that situation. I'm doing the things that I stupidly are doing, on and on. But on the other side, I'm getting clean of it. I'm walking away with it without any scrapes or bumps or bruises or any, you're off, you're gone, get the hell out of here. I don't want to see you anymore. So it just passed over. So I just wanted to give you the heads up on such and such about things that went on in my life that scared me out of my mind because I was in a blackout. So, just think about this, okay, people? If you're going in this situation, this is where I'm down into my drinking, my drugging, and it's getting, I'm getting over I done gone up to the top hill, and I'm kind of edging my way downhill now on this alcohol and drugs, and I just can't even see that it's a problem. It's and all this going on. I'm just living this life that, wow, I don't understand what in the world kept me going on and on and on, but I will tell you later because I think that went on a little bit too long. But I'm gonna get back into it gets really bad into my senior year's over with. Now I'm trying to get out of school and trying to move on to my next gig, which is real life. I got to get a job. I got to do this and I got to do that. I got to support a family. I got to do all the things that grown-ups supposed to do, and I'm not even there yet. So I just want y'all to laugh a little bit about it. But if you got a situation that you don't know what's going on either in your life because you're drinking or you're drugging or you're doing something like that and you can't get grips of it, think about that. What I just said, how crazy that is, and what's going on. But I would say, examine yourself with what I said. If you're not doing it as extreme, or you're not there yet on how bad it is, you'll get there if you're like me. But you can get a little flicker of light by listening and thinking about the things that I'm talking about and see if you compare. Don't look down, look up and compare it. Adios. I'll see y'all later. I'll be back.